So now we know that we can no longer have the oblivion of age to say, no, I'm not yet in my 40s. I'm even saying to a lot of my peers that from 35, at least do your first one. At least understand how to check your body regularly. And from the blessed 40 onwards, like Doctor said, every year without fail, make sure that you are doing the checks, because again, we are waging a rebellion of war. The diseases, they are out there. I think there was a time where even cancer wasn't even considered a black disease. So now we have to be preemptive and risk our belief, because I think fear opposes faith, right? And it doesn't mean that people who have faith, if anything, so even in the midst of crippling diagnoses, we get the information, we get the knowledge, and we walk the tough path, right? Because again, faith makes us brave. Okay, we're going to welcome our next speaker on stage. Our next speaker, her name is Mrs. Mabusang Mmutlana. I have bragging rights. Mrs. Mmutlana was born in Pretoria and raised by her parents in Garankuwa, together with her 3 siblings. She is a mother of 2 wonderful children, whom she calls Hawaii. Professionally, she studied and trained as an accountant and auditor, and works as a management and advisory consultant. Mabusang is going to share her experience in terms of nursing a loved one. Please put your hands together for Mabusang Mmutlana.
As the program director has said, Nake Mabusang and ki dira lififi. Jenny ya ka lififi is startile ka 2019, and I don't know whether ke nna ke adoptileng yena or yena wa adoptileng. But we work for the same firm, and when she started her journey, I was already on the journey with my sister. So in 2021, end of 2021, my sister turned 60. She was a teacher. In November, she turned 60. And about 2-3 weeks after that, she has not been feeling well for a while. And she went and had herself checked, and she was diagnosed with colon cancer. So my testimony today is testimony of, it's a tale of 2 health warriors. I always called Fifi my cancer warrior because she was super strong. She walked this journey without disclosing to the rest of her colleagues. So for the better part of her journey, I knew what she was going through, but the rest of the team around the table had no idea. So my journey with my sister, I think Kaukelo captured it well when she said, when somebody close to you discloses they've been diagnosed with cancer, it is a very, very scary experience. So the journey was deeply spiritual, full of emotions. First, it was fear. Fear because right have cancer. All of us, if you are told that you've got cancer, what you think about is, I'm going. You don't immediately think about, this is just something that is passing, I'm going to be okay. So there was a lot of fear, both for my sister. She has two daughters. For her two daughters, and for the rest of the family. My mother is turning 84 this year. So you can imagine, as a mother, when you now have to walk that journey with your child, it is difficult. The one thing about the journey is that it takes you into a space of deep faith and prayer. Most of the time we believe re badumedi, re tsena kereke. But when this thing hits, believe you me, you pray at another level. A level you've never prayed. How say it? At that point, you will know how to pray. The journey for my sister started with a lot of speed. And I think, Doctor, for me, I appreciate the journey that you and your team worked with Refilwe. Because through her journey, I also found strength. Because when my sister was diagnosed, we felt that there is very little that we know about the disease itself. And the acceptance was very difficult for her as well, because remember, when you have colon cancer, you have something extra that you have to carry with you. She was a very neat person, light-hearted. So accepting Uri, I've got this thing that it's almost as if you are exposed. You are exposed because something that you generally do in a private space as a human being is now part of you. So it was a very emotional journey, and I'm also saying what Kawela said, that as much as you feel the pain and weakness, you try to be strong for the other person. So for the better part of my journey with her, in the beginning, she found it difficult to accept, but she eventually did because she wanted to leave. And the chemotherapy, well, she started with surgery. They had to remove the growth in her stomach. And after that, she was in hospital for about 2 months, and then a month break, then the chemotherapy started. So the chemotherapy journey was a little bit bearable. She was strong, she was fighting, and she was patient as well. Then came, what do you call it, radiation. I think that was the part that tested the rest of us, because that journey was difficult for her. And then you start experiencing the battle of the mind, because now you thought, I am fine, I'm fighting, we're fighting, and then this treatment starts shaking you. You don't know now, am I gonna make it? The rest of the people around you are trying to keep you positive, but that fear is still there. And around that time, when she was struggling, that's when Refilwe said to me, I've been doing tests. She was still on another treatment, and the team of doctors said, we will do a biopsy, and the results came. So on the day that she collected the results, I told her not to come to work. So I said, we will talk after you've gone through the process with your family. When you're ready, we will go and talk. So that day, we went to McDonald's. The team doesn't even know why we went to McDonald's, but I left with Refilwe. We went to McDonald's here, Imoga. We sat there and she told me that her results are positive and she's supposed to start treatment, but they're gonna delay it. So now, that day I went home thinking, Mudimu one day, I'm busy with somebody at home, working this journey, and now at work, I have to come to the same journey with a different person, very young. But one thing that I took from Refilwe is that she was very strong. So as much as I struggled with the patient at home, the one at work was the one who was making me super strong. Because of the conversations we had, she shared the conversations that she had with the doctors. And to a large extent, I was grateful that she was walking the journey with me whilst I'm walking the journey with her as well. Because the experience that we had with my sister's treatment was different. And for that, I would like to thank Dr. Mashilwane and Dr. Silwane, because all the information that you shared with Refilwe, I also benefited from. Then, in terms of taking care of a loved one who is sick, like I said, it's a very emotional journey. Sometimes the patient feels like they are becoming a burden. So now you have to be the one who is super strong to make them feel that you are still there, you're gonna make it, we're fighting with you. I think after the radiation, we realized now that the journey is getting tough. My sister had to go for further consultation and was admitted at Mill Park. So that Mill Park journey, it brought reality to us. We realized that the disease is fighting more than she is. And at that point, we had to be strong for her. But what I would like to say is that getting knowledge about these diseases is important. Because my sister, for the better part of her life, she was a healthy eater, not by choice. Because early on she was told that she has GORD, gastro something reflux. Yes. So for the longest time of her life, she denied herself a lot of things that we eat. And I think that's the part that we didn't understand, that does it mean at that stage this thing was already there growing? Was the diagnosis wrong? Or you ask yourself a lot of questions, but it doesn't actually help. Because all that we realized was that, but there were signs. Because she had this persistent diarrhea from time to time, persistent constipation, and then towards the end, when she now had to be, when she got diagnosed, she had lost a lot of weight. And because she was constantly going to general practitioners, we realized that sometimes you have to take that jump or that leap and go see specialists. I know that these days medical aids prescribe that you can only do so many tests in a year for this and that. But I now tell my doctor that no, I want to do this test. If the medical aid is not paying, I'll pay it because I want to do it. So If you have niggly diarrhea, I know that our generation, we like to self-diagnose. We say I have a sensitive tummy. Please don't say, please don't say that. If you have persistent diarrhea, constipation, you suffer with those conditions, get yourself treated, have a colonoscopy, do a colonoscopy, insist on your doctor referring you for those tests, because the earlier the disease is detected, the better, and the more the chances of you getting help. So throughout this journey with my sister and with Refilwe, the bathroom became my sanctuary, guys. It became my quiet space. At home, I would just go and sit in the bathroom, flush the toilet a few times so that they don't worry, why is this person in there for so long? But that's the space that I used to pray and just reflect on everything that was going on at home and at work. Most of my chats with Refilwe happened in the parking lot. We were at a client here in the city center for the past 3 years. So a lot of our discussions, our experiences, but go parking lot, because she preferred that she keep it to herself. She didn't want the colleagues to pity her. And I commend her for that, because she was very strong throughout. When she needed treatment, we would have arrangements between myself and her that no, it's fine. And I think COVID also came at an opportune time, because no one would know that she's at home because there's something that she's taking care of. It would be that she's working from home. So I'm also grateful for that. But over and above that, doctor, as I'm reflecting and thinking that diseases like HIV/AIDS, they found cancer being around, and that's my layman's perception, that cancer was always there, or was already there, and we've got HIV/AIDS. There's a treatment for HIV/AIDS, a lifetime treatment that people can take. Then COVID came, the doctors huddled and made a plan. There was a vaccine. In consulting, we believe in templates. So my plea and homework for you and the team is that, can we please have a template for cancer? We cannot, I know that there's different types of cancers, but assignment here on behalf of the people around here, rekopa template ya treatment ya cancer, because I really am grateful and appreciative of the journey. I know there were dips, difficult times, but comparing it to the journey that I was working at home and the journey with her, I think you have a lot to offer. And I'm asking that in consulting, we don't like reinventing the wheel. So rekopa template ya treatment ya cancer for the sake of our people. And then maybe something that I also wanted to convey is that recent research shows that there's a lot of incidents of colon cancer in young people, and it is suspected that because of the lifestyle that we live, dijo tse re di jang tse frailweng tsa mafura, fast foods, we're living on unhealthy food, like the good doctor was saying earlier. And now the incidence of colon cancer is no longer in older people. Young people are also being diagnosed with colon cancer. So we really need to start prioritizing regular checkups, The checkup for colon cancer, colonoscopy is invasive, but by ira ole under anesthetic. So we shouldn't be scared to do it. I know for the longest time, my doctor was asking, since your sister had it, you know you have to do it. And I was like, yeah, I know. And then Discovery sent the message that I need to do the test. So I also have to do it. So I'm pleading with everyone here who stop self-diagnose, Google, and prioritize what is important.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.